Imran Ahmed Khan Niazi was born on October 5, 1952, in Lahore, British India, now Pakistan, to a wealthy family with a history of public service. His father, Ikramullah Khan, was a civil engineer, and his mother, Shaukat Khanum, was an outspoken woman who played a vital role in shaping his early education and character. Growing up in a privileged environment, Imran was exposed to sports at an early age. His interest in cricket was ignited when he attended Aitchison College in Lahore, where he quickly became known for his remarkable sporting abilities. Imran Khan's potential as a cricketer became evident early on. He played his first match for his school team and rapidly gained a reputation as a gifted all-rounder. His natural talent and passion for the game led him to pursue cricket seriously, and in 1971, at the age of 18, he made his debut for Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Pakistan's domestic cricket. His skills as a fast bowler and an aggressive batsman started to attract attention, and it wasn't long before he was invited to play for the national team. Rise to prominence. Making his mark in international cricket, Imran Khan made his Test debut for Pakistan against England in 1971 at the age of 18, but it was not until a few years later that he truly began to make a name for himself. In his early years, Imran's cricketing career was marked by inconsistency. He often showed flashes of brilliance but struggled to maintain his form and consistency on the international stage. However, by the late 1970s, Imran's game had matured, and he began to cement his place as a leading figure in Pakistan's cricket team. He was a talented all-rounder who could change the course of a game with both bat and ball. During this time, Imran was known for his skillful fast bowling, his sharp cricketing mind, and his ability to rally his teammates. In the 1976-77 series against the West Indies, he gained widespread attention for his aggressive, intelligent play, and his ability to perform in high-pressure situations. Imran's transformation from a talented but inconsistent player to one of the leading figures in world cricket came during the 1980s. Under his leadership, Pakistan's cricket team reached new heights, and his individual performances were instrumental in shaping the team's success. Career peak. Captaincy and World Cup glory. Imran Khan's career truly reached its peak when he became the captain of the Pakistan national cricket team in 1982. His leadership skills, combined with his experience and ability as an all-rounder, allowed Pakistan to achieve unprecedented success in world cricket. Under his captaincy, Pakistan's cricket team became a more formidable force on the international stage. In 1983, Imran led Pakistan to the semi-finals of the Cricket World Cup, which was a significant achievement, but it was in 1987 that he truly solidified his legacy as a captain. The 1987 Cricket World Cup saw Pakistan making it to the finals, where they were narrowly defeated by Australia. Imran's leadership was lauded for his ability to unite a diverse team, and his role in bringing out the best in players like Javed Miandad, Wasim Akram, and Ramiz Raja was pivotal in Pakistan's rise as a cricketing power. However, it was 1992 that marked the zenith of Imran Khan's cricketing career. As captain of the Pakistan national cricket team, Imran Khan led Pakistan to an unforgettable victory in the 1992 Cricket World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. The tournament was historic for Pakistan and for Imran, whose leadership, tactical acumen, and determination were crucial in the team's success. Pakistan's victory in the 1992 World Cup remains one of the greatest moments in the country's sports history, and Imran Khan became a national hero. Imran's contribution to the victory was immense. As an all-rounder, he played crucial innings with the bat, including an iconic knock of 72 runs in the final against England. He also played an important role with the ball, taking key wickets at critical moments. His calm leadership under pressure, particularly during the World Cup final, was exemplary. He led his team with a blend of discipline, charisma, and a strong belief in their abilities. And this ultimately led Pakistan to its first-ever World Cup title. Main achievements and records: Cricket World Cup, 1992. Imran Khan captained Pakistan to a historic victory in the 1992 Cricket World Cup, which remains the crowning achievement of his career. Captaincy. As captain, Imran Khan led Pakistan to some of its most memorable victories, including the 1983 World Cup semi-final and the 1992 World Cup final. His leadership style was praised for its unity, discipline, and resilience. All-rounder excellence. Imran was one of the few cricketers to excel as both a bowler and a batsman. He took 362 wickets in Test cricket and scored over 3,800 runs. He was equally adept at batting, with numerous crucial innings in pivotal matches. ICC Cricket Hall of Fame. Imran Khan was inducted into the ICC Cricket Hall of Fame in 2009, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the game. Captaincy legacy. Imran's leadership set the foundation for Pakistan's rise to prominence in world cricket. His ability to inspire and motivate players remains a key part of his legacy. Final years and retirement from cricket. After the 1992 World Cup victory, Imran Khan's career entered its twilight years. At the age of 39, he retired from international cricket in 1992, having achieved everything a cricketer could dream of. His retirement was marked by a grand farewell, and the nation bid adieu to one of its most celebrated sports figures. Despite his retirement from the sport, Imran Khan continued to be involved in cricket administration and philanthropy. His passion for the game never waned, and he remained a prominent figure in global cricket for many years after his playing career ended. Imran was also known for his efforts to promote cricket in Pakistan, where he played a key role in developing the infrastructure of the sport and mentoring younger players. Transition to politics. A new chapter. Following his retirement from cricket, Imran Khan transitioned into a career in politics. His journey into politics was motivated by a desire to bring about change and to improve the state of affairs in Pakistan. In 1996, he founded the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI), a political party that initially struggled to gain significant traction. However, Imran's personal integrity, his commitment to justice, and his message of social and political reform gradually garnered him a loyal following. Imran's political career took years to flourish, and despite multiple setbacks, he persevered. In 2018, after more than 2 decades in politics, Imran Khan's PTI party emerged victorious in the general elections, and he was sworn in as the 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan. His victory marked the culmination of a long political struggle, and he became the leader of Pakistan's government. Known for his promises to combat corruption, promote education, and improve the country's economic situation. Conclusion. Imran Khan's life has been one of extraordinary accomplishments both on and off the field. From a cricketing legend who led his team to victory in the 1992 Cricket World Cup to a politician who sought to transform Pakistan's political and social landscape, Imran Khan's journey is a testament to the power of determination, passion, and leadership. His name will always be associated with greatness in cricket, and his political journey has cemented his status as a true statesman. Through his achievements in cricket, his work as a philanthropist, and his contributions to Pakistani politics, Imran Khan's legacy continues to inspire generations around the world. Sir Donald Bradman, widely regarded as the greatest cricketer to ever play the game, was born on August 27, 1908, in Cootamundra, New South Wales, Australia. Raised in a humble family, Bradman's early life was defined by his strong passion for cricket, a game that would soon propel him to unparalleled heights. His father, George Bradman, was a keen cricketer who encouraged his son's early interest in the sport. Bradman's mother, Emily, supported his dreams, recognizing his budding talent. Bradman's cricketing journey began in the rural town of Bowral, where he played cricket on a makeshift pitch in his backyard using a gum tree as a stumps. Bradman's early cricket was marked by his extraordinary ability to play the game with remarkable precision and skill, despite limited resources. In fact, the young Bradman's skills with a cricket bat were honed by endlessly practicing against a ball bounced off a brick wall. His unmatched focus on improving his technique laid the foundation for what would later become a legendary career. At the age of 12, Bradman's exceptional batting abilities caught the attention of his local cricket club, and by 1927, he was selected to play for the Bowral District Cricket Club. It was here that he first showcased his potential by scoring 110 runs in his debut match, which was a significant achievement for someone of his age. Bradman's rise through the ranks of local and regional cricket was swift, and soon he was selected to represent the New South Wales state team at just 17 years old. Rise to prominence, breakthrough into international cricket. Bradman's first taste of international cricket came in 1928, when he was selected to play for Australia against England in the Ashes series. Bradman made his Test debut in Adelaide in 1928. and his journey to greatness began immediately. In his first Test innings, Bradman made an immediate impression by scoring a debut century, 118 runs. Though Australia lost the series, Bradman's batting technique and composure against some of the finest bowlers of the time stood out. Over the next few years, Bradman refined his skills and became a key figure in Australian cricket. His performances in the domestic circuit led to his selection for the 1929-1930 Ashes series in Australia, where he became a household name. It was in this series that Bradman took the cricket world by storm, displaying a combination of technique, power, and mental fortitude rarely seen in the sport. Career peak, dominating the cricket world. Bradman's rise to the peak of world cricket was nothing short of meteoric. His remarkable ability to score runs quickly, while maintaining a level of consistency that no one could match, made him an unstoppable force in the world of cricket. Throughout the 1930s, Bradman's batting statistics were so extraordinary that they often seemed like a fantasy. He routinely scored runs with ease and frequently dismantled some of the most famous bowling attacks in history. One of his greatest achievements came in the 1930 Ashes series, where he scored an astonishing 974 runs in 5 Test matches, a record that still stands as the most runs by any player in a single Ashes series. His remarkable average of 139.14 in that series remains unparalleled to this day. Bradman's ability to score big centuries was evident throughout his career, and by the end of the 1930s, he had already established himself as the dominant batsman in the world. Bradman's cricketing legacy was also built on his leadership and his ability to deliver in key moments. In the 1932-1933 Ashes series, Australia was in a challenging position. But Bradman's captaincy helped turn the tide. His leadership, combined with his individual brilliance, propelled Australia to victory. His contributions were not just limited to batting. He was also a captain who led by example, making critical tactical decisions that resulted in several historic victories for Australia. In 1934, Bradman's dominance continued in England, where he set a new record by scoring 334 runs in a single innings. His majestic display of batsmanship was the highlight of the series, and his brilliance was celebrated across the cricketing world. By the time the 1938 Ashes series arrived, Bradman's career had already reached legendary status. He had amassed an incredible number of centuries, and his batting average was far superior to that of any other player. His average of 99.94 in Test matches remains the highest batting average in the history of international cricket, a record that is widely considered unbreakable. Main achievements and records. Test batting average. Bradman's career. Test batting average of 99.94 is unparalleled in cricket history, making him the most consistent and prolific run scorer in the sport. 974 runs in an Ashes series. In 1930, Bradman scored 974 runs in a single Ashes series, a feat that remains a record for the most runs in any Ashes series. 6 double centuries. Bradman scored 6 double centuries in Test cricket, a testament to his ability to build big innings and dominate bowlers for extended periods. Record of 6,996 Test runs. Bradman finished his Test career with 6,996 runs from 52 Tests, including 6 centuries over a career that spanned 20 years. Impressive 6,000-plus runs in first-class cricket. Bradman also enjoyed an incredible first-class career, amassing more than 28,000 runs, including 117 centuries, World War II and post-war years. In 1940, Bradman's career faced an unexpected interruption due to the outbreak of World War II. During the war, many cricketers enlisted for military service, and Bradman did the same. However, despite his commitment to serving his country, Bradman continued to stay involved in cricket whenever possible. He spent several years as an administrator of the Australian Board of Control and contributed to the growth and development of the game in Australia during this time. After the war ended, Bradman returned to cricket in 1946, where his performances remained exceptional. However, it was clear that the world of cricket had changed during the war, and Bradman found it difficult to regain the same level of dominance that he had enjoyed before. Nevertheless, his reputation as one of the greatest batsmen in cricket history remained unchallenged. Final years and retirement. Bradman officially retired from international cricket in 1948 after the Ashes series in England. His final series was a swan song to an incredible career that had spanned over 2 decades. Despite his advancing age, Bradman still managed to score a century in his final Test series, a fitting farewell to his career. His last appearance at the Oval in 1948 was memorable for his composed innings of 173 runs, and it was clear to all present that they were witnessing the end of an era. Following his retirement, Bradman remained involved in cricket as an administrator and as a mentor to younger players. He continued to contribute to the growth of the sport, particularly in promoting the development of Australian cricket. He was also instrumental in the creation of the Bradman Foundation, which aimed to preserve the history of cricket and honor the memory of the game's greats. Conclusion: Don Bradman's impact on cricket is immeasurable. As a player, his statistics and achievements stand as a testament to his extraordinary talent and dedication to the sport. His 99.94 batting average, his record-breaking centuries, and his unparalleled consistency set the standard for cricketers worldwide. Bradman was not just a cricketing genius but a figure who transcended the game, embodying the spirit and essence of Australian cricket. Even in retirement, his legacy remained alive, inspiring future generations of cricketers to strive for excellence. Bradman's place in the annals of cricket history remains unchallenged, and his name will forever be synonymous with greatness in the world of cricket. Muttiah Muralitharan was born on April 17, 1972, in Kandy, Sri Lanka. Raised in a Tamil family, Murali, as he is commonly known, showed an early fascination with cricket. His love for the game grew as he spent much of his childhood playing with his friends in the streets of Kandy, a region known for its cricketing passion. The young Muralitharan was initially drawn to batting but soon gravitated toward bowling, specifically spin bowling. He was introduced to the game in a structured form when he joined the Sri Lanka Schools cricket team, where his talents began to shine. Muralitharan's bowling career began in earnest when he joined the Sri Lanka national team in 1992. Despite being a relatively unknown player at the time, Muralitharan's unorthodox action quickly set him apart from other bowlers. It was his ability to spin the ball prodigiously, combined with his wrist-based action, that captured the attention of the cricketing world. Though his action was initially controversial, it became clear that Muralitharan had the rare ability to deliver match-winning performances. Early career and breakthrough: Muralitharan made his Test debut in 1992 against Australia in Colombo. His first few years in international cricket were challenging as he struggled to adapt to the demands of playing against the world's best teams. However, it was during these early years that Muralitharan began to experiment with his unique bowling techniques, particularly his off-spin and the infamous doosra, a ball that turns in the opposite direction of a conventional off-spinner. By 1997, Muralitharan had firmly established himself as Sri Lanka's premier bowler, and his performance in the 1996 Cricket World Cup was a major turning point in his career. Sri Lanka's unexpected triumph in the World Cup was in part due to Muralitharan's spellbinding bowling performances. He emerged as a vital cog in Sri Lanka's success, capturing crucial wickets and delivering crucial spells. Throughout the late 1990s, Muralitharan's performances continued to rise, and he became known as one of the most dangerous bowlers in world cricket. His career progressed with remarkable consistency, as he took wickets at an astonishing rate in both Test matches and one-day internationals, ODIs. By the time the 1999 World Cup arrived, Muralitharan had firmly established himself as the world's premier spinner. Career peak, dominance and records. Muttiah Muralitharan's peak came in the early 2000s, when he became one of the most dominant forces in world cricket. He redefined the role of a spinner in modern cricket, especially in Test matches, where his remarkable ability to extract turn and bounce on almost any pitch made him a constant threat. Muralitharan was the cornerstone of Sri Lanka's bowling attack for more than a decade, and he delivered some of the most remarkable performances in cricket history. One of Muralitharan's crowning achievements was surpassing Shane Warne's record for the most wickets in Test cricket. Muralitharan broke the record in 2004, surpassing the legendary Australian bowler's total of 708 wickets. His final tally of 800 wickets in Test cricket is a record that still stands to this day. The feat not only solidified his place as one of cricket's all-time greats but also highlighted his unmatched consistency and skill in the longest format of the game. Muralitharan's rise to greatness was marked by numerous record-breaking performances. In 2002, he became the first player to take 400 wickets in ODIs, and in 2006, he crossed the 500-wicket mark in ODIs, further cementing his place as one of the greatest bowlers in limited overs cricket. His dominance in both formats was unparalleled, and his ability to deliver match-winning spells under pressure was a hallmark of his career. The 2003 Cricket World Cup was another highlight of Muralitharan's career. Though Sri Lanka did not win the tournament, Muralitharan played a crucial role in his team's journey, taking pivotal wickets in the knockout stages. His accuracy, guile, and ability to deceive batsmen made him a pivotal part of Sri Lanka's team throughout the tournament. Main achievements and records. Test cricket legacy. Muralitharan finished his career with 800 wickets in Test cricket, a record that still stands and places him as the highest wicket-taker in Test history. ODI success. With 534 wickets in ODIs, Muralitharan is the second highest wicket-taker in one-day internationals, behind only Sachin Tendulkar in terms of appearances. His ability to perform across both formats solidified his status as one of the game's greatest all-round bowlers. World Cup glory. Muralitharan was part of the Sri Lankan squad that won the 1996 Cricket World Cup, playing a crucial role in his team's success. His contributions with the ball were vital in Sri Lanka's triumph. Unparalleled spin mastery. Muralitharan's success was built on his extraordinary mastery of spin bowling. His repertoire included the doosra, the carom ball, and his traditional off-spin. His ability to bowl on any surface and against any opposition made him a truly versatile bowler. Numerous match-winning performances. Muralitharan's brilliance was often evident in his ability to turn a match on its head. Whether it was a crucial spell in the Ashes, taking key wickets in India, or securing victories against Australia, Muralitharan's consistent wicket-taking ability made him a formidable presence on the field. The final years. Retirement and legacy. After an illustrious career, Muralitharan played his final Test match in 2010, at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore against Pakistan. His retirement from Test cricket was a momentous occasion, as it marked the end of an era in Sri Lankan cricket. By the time Muralitharan retired from Test matches, he had already established his place in cricketing history. But the announcement of his retirement was met with a mixture of sadness and admiration from both fans and players alike. Muralitharan continued to play in ODIs and 2020 matches until his retirement from limited overs formats in 2011, after the ICC Cricket World Cup, in which Sri Lanka finished as runners-up. His contribution to the game, especially in World Cups, was immeasurable. And he became one of the most respected cricketers in the global cricketing community. In recognition of his monumental contribution to cricket, Muralitharan received numerous honors, including the Padma Bhushan, Sri Lanka's highest civilian honor, in 2009. His unparalleled record in both Test and one-day formats, combined with his mastery of spin bowling, earned him widespread recognition as one of the greatest cricketers to ever play the game. Post-retirement and legacy. Since retiring from international cricket, Muralitharan has stayed involved in the sport in various capacities. He has served as a coach, mentor, and commentator, offering his expertise to new generations of cricketers. His involvement in Sri Lankan cricket continues to inspire future generations of players, particularly those specializing in spin bowling. Muralitharan's impact on cricket extends beyond his statistics and records. His unorthodox bowling action, which was initially the subject of controversy, eventually became a defining feature of his career. Despite early challenges, Muralitharan embraced his unique action and turned it into a weapon that left batsmen worldwide flummoxed. He is a testament to the power of determination and innovation in sports, and his influence on the game of cricket will be felt for years to come. Muralitharan's legacy as one of cricket's greatest spinners remains intact. His achievements, including his 800 Test wickets and his 534 ODI wickets, make him a towering figure in the world of cricket. He will always be remembered for his prodigious spin, his ability to perform in high-pressure situations, and his unmatched consistency throughout his career. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, born on April 24, 1973, in Mumbai, formerly Bombay, India, is one of the most iconic and revered cricketers in the history of the sport. Often referred to as the Master Blaster, Tendulkar's story is one of immense talent, relentless dedication, and unyielding passion for the game of cricket. he was introduced to cricket at a very young age. Growing up in a family with an immense love for the sport, Sachin's father, Ramesh Tendulkar, was a well-known Marathi novelist, and his mother, Rajni Tendulkar, was an insurance agent. Despite not coming from a cricketing background, his family played a pivotal role in his early cricketing years, supporting his aspirations and encouraging his passion. From the age of 11, Tendulkar's natural ability to play cricket was evident. He was mentored by his coach, Ramakant Atrakar, who played a crucial role in shaping his career. Atrakar's disciplined approach to coaching and his focus on the fundamentals of the game helped mold Sachin into a formidable cricketer. Tendulkar's initial training was in the local cricket fields, and his first breakthrough came when he played for the Shivaji Park Gymkhana. At just 14, he became the youngest to score a century in the Common Shield, a prestigious local tournament. His performances in Mumbai's domestic cricket scene quickly gained attention, and it wasn't long before he was selected for Mumbai's senior team at the age of 15. Rise to international stardom. Sachin's entry into the international cricket scene was nothing short of meteoric. At just 16 years old, Tendulkar made his debut for India against Pakistan in November 1989 in a test match at Karachi. His entry into the world of international cricket was a defining moment, as he was touted as the next big thing in Indian cricket. Tendulkar's debut was a resounding success. And despite being young and inexperienced, he showcased maturity beyond his years. Though he did not score a big innings in that debut match, his potential was clear. In his early years, Tendulkar's performances were not always flawless, but his remarkable ability to learn and improve from his mistakes quickly became evident. By 1991, he was making waves on the international stage, thanks to his elegant strokes, impeccable technique, and his ability to handle pressure. Tendulkar's rise to prominence was marked by a series of strong performances across all formats. In 1994, he cemented his place in the Indian team with consistent performances, and his match-winning knock of 119 against England in a test match at Old Trafford demonstrated his growing stature. At the time, it was clear that he had the talent to dominate world cricket for years to come. Career peak. The Master Blaster era. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Tendulkar continued to break records and set new milestones, propelling India to international cricketing prominence. He became the cornerstone of Indian batting, known for his classical technique, ability to play both attacking and defensive cricket, and his consistency across all forms of the game. His technical skills allowed him to thrive in all conditions. Whether it was the seaming tracks of England or the turning pitches of India. 1998 was a year that marked Tendulkar's peak, with the batter scoring a series of breathtaking centuries. One of his standout performances came during the Coca-Cola Champions Trophy in Dhaka, where he single-handedly led India to victory with a scintillating 143 against Pakistan. His ability to rise to the occasion against the toughest of opposition solidified his position as a cricketing legend. Tendulkar's career saw him breaking numerous records, some of which seemed impossible to achieve. He was the first player to score 200 runs in a one-day international, ODI, a feat he accomplished against South Africa in 2010. His dominance in the format made him the highest run scorer in ODI history, with over 18,000 runs and 49 centuries to his name. In 2008, Tendulkar became the first cricketer in history to score 50 Test centuries. His iconic performances in the longer format of the game, especially in Australia, South Africa, and England, made him one of the most versatile and respected cricketers of his era. However, it was in the 2011 ICC Cricket World Cup that Tendulkar achieved one of the most coveted dreams of every cricketer: winning the World Cup. The 2011 World Cup, held in India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, became a defining moment in his career. Tendulkar's dream of winning the World Cup finally came true after India defeated Sri Lanka in the final. His contribution to the tournament, though not as prolific with the bat, was invaluable, as he provided stability in the middle order and anchored the team throughout the competition. The victory was celebrated as the crowning achievement of his illustrious career. By the time Tendulkar retired, he had set a number of records that remain unchallenged. His 100 international centuries, a combination of Test and ODI centuries, became a monumental achievement in the history of cricket. Main achievements: 100 international centuries. Tendulkar is the only player in the history of cricket to have scored 100 international centuries, 51 Test centuries and 49 ODI centuries, a record that remains unmatched. Most runs in ODI cricket. Tendulkar is the leading run scorer in ODI cricket, with over 18,000 runs to his name, 200 runs in an ODI. In 2010, Tendulkar became the first player to score 200 runs in a one-day international, setting a new benchmark in the format. 2011 Cricket World Cup. Tendulkar played a pivotal role in India's victory in the 2011 ICC Cricket World Cup, fulfilling his long-held dream of winning the prestigious tournament. Numerous awards. Tendulkar's contributions to the game were recognized globally, earning him various honors, including the Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award. In 2014. Final years and retirement. After decades of excellence on the field, Tendulkar announced his retirement from one-day internationals in December 2012, following the 2011 World Cup win. His retirement from the ODI format was seen as the end of an era in Indian cricket. Tendulkar continued to play Test cricket, making his final appearance in November 2013 against West Indies at his home ground in Mumbai. His final innings, a fitting farewell, ended with a modest 74 runs, but his legacy was already cemented. Tendulkar's retirement from international cricket brought an emotional outpouring of admiration from fans, players, and cricket experts alike. His farewell series was attended by cricketing legends from around the world, and the Indian public mourned the end of a career that had spanned over 2 decades. Martin Bayfield was born on December 21, 1966, in Loughborough, Leicestershire, England. From a young age, Bayfield displayed an innate sense of athleticism and physicality that would set him apart in the world of sports. His passion for rugby began early, and he quickly found his calling in the sport. Growing up in the heart of rugby culture, it was no surprise that Bayfield developed a love for the game, which would eventually shape his entire career. Bayfield attended Loughborough Grammar School, where his natural athleticism became evident. Standing at 6 feet 10 inches, 2.08 meters, and possessing a powerful physique, he had the ideal build for the game of rugby. In school, Bayfield played for the rugby team, quickly making a name for himself as a formidable force in the lineout and in the scrum. His combination of strength, speed, and mobility made him an appealing prospect for local rugby clubs, and his journey into professional rugby was just beginning. Following his early development at the school level, Bayfield joined Loughborough RFC, a club renowned for its emphasis on developing talented players. It was here that his skills were honed, and his leadership qualities began to shine. As a lock forward, Bayfield's imposing presence was felt on the field, particularly in the set pieces, where he became known for his ability to secure line-out ball and dominate the scrum. His consistent performances at the club level drew attention from scouts, and it wasn't long before he received offers to join top-level rugby teams. Rise to professional rugby. Career beginnings and England. Debut. Bayfield's rise to professional rugby began when he joined Northampton Saints in 1989. At Northampton, he quickly became a mainstay in the forward pack, helping the team achieve success in domestic and international competitions. His performances at club level earned him a call-up to the England national rugby team. Bayfield made his debut for England in 1991 against Australia during the England Tour of Australia. His imposing physicality and leadership ability made him a standout player in England's forward pack. As a lock, Bayfield was integral in both the line-out and the scrum, providing crucial support in set-piece situations and acting as a key enforcer in the forward battle. His rise to prominence was meteoric, and it became clear that Bayfield had the potential to be one of the leading locks in world rugby. Career peak and main achievements. The peak of Martin Bayfield's career came in the mid-1990s when he was considered one of the finest locks in international rugby. Bayfield's performances with Northampton Saints and England during this period were exceptional, and he became a fixture in the England team. His impressive physical attributes, combined with his skill, leadership, and ability to control the game in the air, made him a key player for both club and country. Bayfield's international career reached its zenith when he played a pivotal role in England's triumph at the 1995 Rugby World Cup. Though England did not win the tournament, Bayfield's contributions were vital as the team reached the semi-finals. His leadership on the field and his ability to excel in the line-out and scrum were key factors in England's run to the latter stages of the competition. Bayfield's performances during the World Cup earned him praise from fans and pundits alike, solidifying his reputation as one of the premier locks in the game. Some of the standout moments and achievements of Bayfield's career include Rugby World Cup, 1995. Although England did not win the 1995 Rugby World Cup, Bayfield's leadership and performances were crucial to the team's progress. The semi-final clash against the New Zealand All Blacks was a particularly significant moment in Bayfield's career, as he played a central role in competing with the world's best. His power in the scrum and ability in the line-out made him an indispensable part of England's forward pack. Six Nations Championship. Bayfield was a vital player for England during their successful campaigns in the Five Nations Championship, now Six Nations, in the early 1990s. His dominance in the set piece and his aggressive play in the forward pack were crucial to England's success in this prestigious tournament. His consistency over the years played a significant role in England's competitive performances on the international stage. Club success with Northampton Saints. Bayfield's domestic career with Northampton Saints was also highly successful. He was part of the team that won the Premiership, formerly known as the Courage League, in 1999 and achieved success in the Anglo-Welsh Cup and European Cup. His leadership at club level further bolstered his reputation as one of England's premier locks. His ability to lead from the front in both the club and international scenes earned him accolades and respect across the rugby community. Leadership and physicality. Bayfield's leadership on the field was a hallmark of his career. Known for his commanding presence and determination, he led by example, often being the first to take on the opposition with both his physicality and mental toughness. He excelled in the line-out, one of the most important aspects of modern rugby, and his imposing stature made him a critical player in set-piece situations. His ability to lead England and Northampton Saints through tough encounters became a defining characteristic of his playing career. Injuries and the end of an era. As Bayfield approached the latter stages of his career, injuries began to take a toll. A series of knee and ankle injuries made it difficult for him to maintain his previous level of performance. And after a successful but physically demanding career, he decided to retire from international rugby in 1999. Bayfield continued playing for Northampton Saints for a brief period after his international retirement. However, it became clear that the rigors of professional rugby were taking their toll on his body, and in 2000, he announced his retirement from the professional game. While Bayfield's time as a player was drawing to a close, his impact on the game was far from over. Post-rugby career and legacy. Following his retirement from playing, Martin Bayfield transitioned to a successful career in broadcasting and media. Known for his insightful commentary and sharp analysis, Bayfield became a well-respected figure in rugby media. He became a regular pundit and commentator for ITV Sports, providing coverage for major rugby tournaments such as the Six Nations Championship and the Rugby World Cup. Bayfield's career in broadcasting was enhanced by his ability to communicate the nuances of the game in a way that was both entertaining and informative. His deep understanding of rugby, combined with his engaging personality, made him a fan favorite on television and radio. His distinctive voice and presence brought him recognition as one of the sport's leading commentators, and his continued contribution to rugby media helped cement his legacy within the sport. In addition to his media career, Bayfield took up roles as a rugby coach and mentor, working with young players and sharing his vast experience with the next generation. His leadership skills and knowledge of the game made him an ideal figure to help nurture future talent, and his passion for the game continued long after he hung up his boots. Ian Botham was born on November 24, 1955, in Heswall, Cheshire, England. Raised in a sporting family, Botham's early years were marked by a natural inclination towards sports, especially cricket and football. Botham's cricketing journey began in his teenage years when he showed exceptional talent playing for local teams, including the Heswall Cricket Club. His sporting potential was noticed early on, and he quickly made a name for himself as a gifted all-rounder. His cricketing skills were further honed at Perry Hall Primary School and later at King's School, where he excelled in various sports. It was clear from an early age that Botham had the rare ability to dominate with both bat and ball. As a teenager, he joined the Yorkshire County Cricket Team's academy, before moving on to the Somerset County Cricket Club, where his professional cricketing journey began. Early career and breakthrough. Botham's breakthrough into first-class cricket came in 1974, when he joined the Somerset team. It didn't take long for him to showcase his extraordinary talents as an all-rounder. His aggressive batting and pace bowling made him a standout player in county cricket, and his performances quickly caught the attention of national selectors. Botham made his Test debut for England in 1976, at the age of 20, against Australia in Manchester. The young cricketer displayed remarkable maturity and skill, though it was clear that he was still adjusting to the highest level of international cricket. However, his determination and natural talent were evident. Over the next few years, Botham began to establish himself as one of the key players in the England team. By the late 1970s, Botham had already earned a reputation for his aggressive style of play. Known for his powerful hitting and his ability to bowl at high speeds, Botham became known as a dynamic and versatile all-rounder who could make an impact with both bat and ball. His combination of athleticism, power, and skill made him an invaluable asset to the England team. Career peak, dominance and legacy. Ian Botham's career peaked in the 1980s, where he became one of the most dominant all-rounders in the history of cricket. His exceptional talent and the ability to perform in both formats, Test cricket and one-day internationals, ODIs, made him a cornerstone of the England team during this era. One of Botham's defining moments came during the 1981 Ashes series against Australia, a series that became one of the most legendary in cricket history. After a series of disappointing performances, Botham turned the series on its head with an extraordinary performance in the third Test at Headingley, Leeds. In what would come to be known as Botham's Ashes, he delivered one of the greatest individual performances in cricket history. Botham scored a blistering 149 runs in the first innings, followed by a match-winning performance with the ball, taking 6 wickets for 73 runs in Australia's second innings. England won the match, and Botham's all-round performance became an iconic moment in Ashes history. His performances in the 1981 Ashes not only secured his place as one of England's greatest cricketers but also restored England's belief in their ability to win against the mighty Australians. During the 1980s, Botham continued to accumulate records. He established himself as one of the finest all-rounders of his generation, with numerous match-winning performances with both bat and ball. His ability to bowl aggressively and score quick runs made him a unique player. By 1985, Botham was already among the top all-rounders in the world, with over 3,000 runs and 200 wickets in Test cricket. Main achievements and records. Ashes glory. Ian Botham's performances in the 1981 Ashes series are some of the most iconic in the history of cricket. His match-winning 149 in the first innings and his 6-wicket haul in the second innings at Headingley remain one of the greatest individual displays in Test history. All-rounder records. Botham became one of the few players to score 5,000 runs and take 300 wickets in Test cricket, making him one of the most accomplished all-rounders in the sport's history. Career stats. Over the course of his career, Botham played 102 Test matches, scoring 5,200 runs at an average of 33.54, with 14 centuries and 33 half-centuries. In the same period, he took 383 wickets, cementing his place among the game's elite all-rounders. ODI performances. Botham also played in odds-defining matches in ODIs, where he took over 200 wickets and scored over 2,000 runs. He played in 3 World Cups, 1975, 1979, and 1983, and was integral in some of England's biggest victories in the format. Knighthood. In 2007, Botham was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his contribution to cricket and his charitable endeavours, earning the title Sir Ian Botham. Record-breaking performances. Botham's cricketing career was filled with memorable performances that included leading England in several memorable series victories and maintaining his reputation as one of the world's finest all-rounders. The later years. Retirement and post-cricket career. Botham's career began to wind down in the early 1990s, as he faced increasing competition from a new generation of cricketers. His performances in the mid-1990s showed signs of decline, and after his final Test series in 1992, Botham made the decision to retire from international cricket. However, his contributions to cricket did not end with his retirement. Botham stayed involved in the sport in various capacities, including as a commentator and broadcaster. His analysis and insight into the game were valued, as his wealth of experience and deep knowledge made him one of the most respected voices in cricket. Apart from his broadcasting career, Botham became a philanthropist, establishing the Ian Botham Foundation, which focused on raising funds for cancer research. His dedication to charitable work became a central part of his life after retirement, and he remained active in raising awareness for various causes. Botham's post-retirement years also saw him enter the world of business, with ventures ranging from writing books to supporting youth cricket development programs. Despite his departure from international cricket, Botham remained a prominent figure, contributing to both the sport and charitable endeavors. Legacy and impact. Ian Botham's legacy as one of the greatest all-rounders in cricketing history is firmly established. Botham's unique ability to dominate with both bat and ball revolutionized the role of the all-rounder in cricket, setting a benchmark for future generations. His fearlessness on the field and his relentless pursuit of victory defined his career. The Botham's Ashes performance remains one of the most iconic moments in cricket history, and his ability to perform under pressure has made him a legend of the game. Botham not only transformed the perception of the all-rounder's role in cricket, but also redefined the expectations for future players in the role. His contribution to England's cricketing success, particularly in the Ashes series, made him an enduring figure in the sport's history. Beyond his cricketing prowess, Botham's charitable endeavors and commitment to various causes have cemented his place as a respected public figure. In the modern era, Botham's legacy continues to inspire cricketers, especially those in the all-rounder role, who look to replicate his unique combination of batting and bowling skills. The admiration for his accomplishments is evident both in England and internationally, making him one of the most beloved and influential figures in the history of cricket. Brian Charles Lara was born on May 2, 1969, in Port of Spain, the capital of Trinidad and Tobago, to a modest family. Raised in the vibrant cultural landscape of the West Indies, Lara's early exposure to cricket was almost inevitable. His father, a former cricketer himself, encouraged Lara to take up the game at a young age. As a boy, Lara played cricket in the streets of his hometown, honing his skills in informal settings before he joined the Queen's Park Cricket Club in Trinidad. Lara's formal entry into competitive cricket began in his school years at St. Joseph's Convent and later at the Fatima College in Trinidad. His prodigious talent as a batsman became apparent early on, as he displayed extraordinary technique, composure, and an unmatched ability to play both spin and pace with equal proficiency. Lara quickly became a standout player in the local circuit, making waves with his performances in school competitions and regional matches. In 1987, at the age of 18, Lara made his debut for the Trinidad and Tobago national team in domestic cricket. His performances at the domestic level led to his selection for the West Indies under-19 team, and he was soon on the radar for a place in the senior West Indies squad. In 1990, at the age of 21, Lara made his debut for the West Indies national cricket team in Test cricket against India at the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain. Breakthrough and early career. Brian Lara's breakthrough moment came in 1994 when he achieved one of the most iconic feats in the history of world cricket. A record-breaking 375 runs in a single Test innings against England in St. John's, Antigua. Lara's innings not only broke the previous record for the highest individual score in a Test match, held by Gary Kirsten of South Africa with 340, but it also marked the beginning of a golden era in his career. The innings made Lara a household name in cricket, and it catapulted him into the international limelight as one of the most technically gifted batsmen to ever play the game. Despite being part of the golden West Indies era of the late 1980s and early 1990s, Lara's performances often stood out, as he was known for his elegance, classical technique, and ability to play strokes all around the ground. His partnership with players like Desmond Haynes, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, and Carl Hooper helped carry West Indies cricket forward during an era when the team was in transition, having lost several key players from its dominance in the previous decade. Career peak, record-breaking performances. The period between 1994 and 2004 was the peak of Lara's career, and it featured some of the most memorable individual performances in cricket history. Lara's batting was synonymous with class, flair, and dominance. His ability to bat for long periods, playing with both technique and flamboyance, made him one of the most captivating players of his generation. Among his many feats, the following stand out as career-defining moments. The 400 against England, 2004. One of the most remarkable achievements in Test cricket history came in 2004, when Brian Lara scored 400 runs in a single innings against England at the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, Trinidad. This innings broke his own record for the highest individual score in a Test match and remains the highest score by any player in a Test match to date. Lara's knock was a masterclass in concentration, skill, and dominance, and it was a fitting testament to his prowess with the bat. Incredible consistency in Test cricket. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Lara maintained remarkable consistency in Test cricket. His elegant stroke play and ability to accumulate runs against the toughest of opponents, including Australia, England, and India, made him one of the most feared batsmen of his time. His dominance was not only evident in his record-breaking individual scores, but also in his ability to anchor West Indies' innings and lead the team from the front. 1999 World Cup and leadership. Lara's leadership of the West Indies in the 1999 Cricket World Cup was notable, although the team failed to progress past the group stages. His role as the captain during this tournament highlighted his growing leadership responsibilities, even though the West Indies were not able to regain their former dominance in world cricket. The battle with Australia. One of the defining features of Lara's career was his rivalry with Australia, the most dominant team of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Lara faced off against Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath, and Ricky Ponting in a series of dramatic encounters, cementing his reputation as one of the few players capable of tackling Australia's world-class bowlers head-on. His 103-run innings in the 1999 Test against Australia at Melbourne Cricket Ground remains one of his finest performances, securing a hard-fought victory for West Indies. Main achievements and records. Test cricket records. Highest individual score in Test cricket. Lara holds the record for the highest score in a single Test innings, with 400 runs against England in 2004. Most runs for the West Indies in Test cricket. Lara finished his career with 11,153 runs in 131 Test matches, including 34 centuries. First West Indian to surpass 10,000 Test runs. Lara's achievement of surpassing 10,000 runs in Test cricket was a significant milestone in his career. One-Day International, ODI, cricket. One-day career. Lara scored 10,405 runs in 299 ODIs at an average of 40.48, including 19 centuries. Incredible 169. Against Australia. His brilliant knock of 169 runs against Australia in 1999 in the World Cup was one of his best performances in the shorter format. West Indies cricketing icon. Lara is widely regarded as the greatest West Indian cricketer of the modern era. His elegance at the crease and his ability to produce match-winning performances helped keep the West Indies competitive during the years when their dominance had waned. Final years and retirement. As Brian Lara entered the twilight of his career in the mid-2000s, his performances began to decline. Injuries, along with a series of inconsistent team performances, meant that Lara's final years were marked by both personal and team struggles. However, his leadership remained steadfast, and he continued to be one of the most influential players in world cricket. Lara retired from Test cricket in 2006 after a final series against India. In 2007, he also announced his retirement from one-day international cricket after the West Indies' disappointing performance in the 2007 ICC Cricket World Cup, where the team failed to advance past the group stage. In total, Lara played 131 Test matches and 299 one-day internationals during his illustrious career. His final innings in international cricket came in 2007, marking the end of an era for West Indies cricket. Despite the challenges in his final years, Lara's status as one of the finest batsmen ever to play the game was indisputable. Aaron Jarvis was born on April 27, 1989, in Wellington, New Zealand, a country renowned for its rugby culture and legacy. Growing up in this environment, it was almost inevitable that Jarvis would develop a passion for rugby. From an early age, he exhibited a natural athleticism, alongside a keen sense of competition. Raised in the heart of New Zealand's rugby heartland, his childhood was steeped in the sport, and it became clear that he had the potential to go far. Jarvis attended Wellington College, where he first began to play competitive rugby. His skills and physical presence on the field caught the attention of his coaches and peers alike. He began to excel as a forward, showcasing his strength, speed, and work ethic in both set-piece and open play. His imposing frame and powerful build, standing at 6 feet 4 inches, 1.93 meters, and weighing around 115 kilograms, 253 pounds, made him a natural fit for the front row of the scrum. These early signs of promise were the foundation upon which Jarvis would build his career. By his teenage years, Jarvis joined the Wellington Rugby Academy, where he trained intensively under the guidance of some of New Zealand's best coaches. His dedication to improving his game and his passion for the sport paid off as he was selected to represent various regional teams. His presence in the front row, known for its dominant scrummaging, was noticed at a national level, and it wasn't long before his name began to circulate among New Zealand's top rugby scouts. Rise to professional rugby. Career beginnings. After establishing himself as a promising player in regional competitions, Jarvis took the next step in his career by joining the Wellington Lions for the ITM Cup, now known as the Mitre 10 Cup, New Zealand's premier domestic rugby competition. It was here that his abilities truly began to shine. The competition was fierce, and players were expected to deliver top-level performances week in and week out. Jarvis's performances as a prop were key to his team's success, and he quickly earned a reputation as one of the most powerful and technically sound players in the front row. Jarvis's consistency and excellent scrummaging earned him a call-up to the Hurricanes in Super Rugby, New Zealand's premier professional rugby competition. His inclusion in the Hurricanes squad was a testament to his talent and potential. Playing alongside some of the world's best rugby players, including the likes of Maia Nonu and Beauden Barrett, Jarvis had the opportunity to hone his skills even further and learn from the best in the game. His role as a prop was integral to the team's performance, providing stability in the scrum and a physical presence in both attack and defense. His ability to hold his own against some of the world's top props and to contribute to the Hurricanes' set-piece dominance helped him grow as a player and earned him increasing recognition. The move to Super Rugby was a major milestone in his career, marking the beginning of his transition from a talented regional player to one of the top props in the Southern Hemisphere. Career peak. International success and main achievements. As Jarvis continued to impress in Super Rugby, it became clear that he had the potential to reach the highest levels of rugby. His impressive scrummaging technique, combined with his raw power and fitness, made him a standout player in New Zealand rugby. This culminated in his selection for the New Zealand national rugby team, the All Blacks, in 2012. Jarvis's All Blacks debut came in a historic match against Ireland in 2012, where he was named as part of the forward pack. This was the culmination of years of hard work and determination, and for Jarvis, it was the realization of his lifelong dream. To play for the All Blacks was a career-defining achievement, and Jarvis's inclusion in the team was a testament to his ability and dedication to the sport. Over the next few years, Jarvis became a key part of the All Blacks forward pack, renowned for his scrummaging ability and his physical presence. His robust performances in the front row helped New Zealand dominate in international competitions, and he quickly earned a reputation as one of the best props in the world. His performances in the Rugby Championship, the Bledisloe Cup, and the end-of-year tours solidified his place as one of the top players in the game. Jarvis was a part of the squad that claimed victory in the 2015 Rugby World Cup, New Zealand's third World Cup title. Though he didn't feature in every match, Jarvis played an important role in the All Blacks' victory, contributing his expertise in the scrums and providing valuable support to his fellow forwards. The 2015 Rugby World Cup was the pinnacle of his international career, and it cemented his place among New Zealand's rugby legends. Some of the major achievements during Jarvis's career include Rugby World Cup, 2015. Jarvis was part of the All Blacks team that triumphed in the 2015 Rugby World Cup. The victory marked New Zealand's third Rugby World Cup win, solidifying the team's dominance in world rugby. The All Blacks' comprehensive victory over Australia in the final was a fitting end to the tournament, with Jarvis playing a crucial role in the pack. Super Rugby success. Jarvis's contributions to the Hurricanes in Super Rugby were instrumental in their performance during his tenure. He helped the team compete at the highest level, and his powerful scrummaging and leadership were key components of the team's success. Bledisloe Cup and Rugby Championship. As a member of the All Blacks, Jarvis played in several Bledisloe Cup series against Australia and the Rugby Championship, a competition that pits New Zealand against Australia, South Africa, and Argentina. His efforts in the scrum were pivotal in maintaining New Zealand's dominance in these prestigious competitions. Mitre 10 Cup success. In addition to his international career, Jarvis continued to perform at the domestic level, helping the Wellington Lions compete at the highest level of New Zealand rugby. His consistency in the front row and leadership qualities were essential for the team's performances in the Mitre 10 Cup. Injuries and transition to new career paths. Unfortunately, as is often the case with players in the forward pack, injuries started to take their toll on Jarvis. The demands of professional rugby, particularly in the front row, are grueling, and the physical wear and tear led to recurring injuries. By the end of 2017, after a long and successful international career, Jarvis made the decision to retire from professional rugby. In his final years, Jarvis had shifted his focus to rehabilitation and recovery, working closely with the All Blacks medical team to manage his injuries. His retirement was bittersweet, as he had achieved everything he had set out to accomplish in the game. Nevertheless, Jarvis left behind a legacy of excellence in the scrum, physicality, and leadership. Vivian Alexander Richards was born on March 7, 1952, in Antigua, one of the islands of the Caribbean. He grew up in the small community of Otos, a town in Antigua, where his early exposure to cricket played a crucial role in shaping his future. Raised in a family with a love for sports, Richard's talent for cricket was noticed early on. He was introduced to the game through his family and local community clubs. He started his cricketing journey at a young age, playing for the Antigua Grammar School team, where his flair for batting quickly became evident. Richard's early cricketing days were marked by his exceptional talent as a batsman. His natural ability to strike the ball powerfully was apparent in his school and club cricket. His aggressive style of batting, characterized by an attacking approach, stood in stark contrast to the more conservative style of play that was dominant during the era. This made him stand out even in his early playing days. As a young cricketer, Richards was also influenced by the strong cricket culture in the West Indies. With legends like Sir Garfield Sobers, Clive Lloyd, and Gary Sobers dominating the Caribbean, Richards became determined to make his mark in the international cricketing world. By the early 1970s, Richards had earned a spot in the West Indies under-19 team, showcasing his potential as a future star for the senior West Indies side. Rise to prominence, early international career. Viv Richards' breakthrough into international cricket came in 1974 when he was selected for the West Indies national team for a tour of England. Although his first few matches in international cricket were unremarkable, Richards quickly adapted to the demands of playing at the highest level. He made his Test debut in 1974 against England in Manchester, and his one-day international (ODI) debut came a year later, in 1975, against Australia in Melbourne. While his early days were filled with the challenges of establishing himself at the international level, Richards's potential as a powerful, aggressive batsman was evident from the start. He soon gained attention for his fearless, high-scoring performances, and his reputation as one of the West Indies' most promising players began to grow. Richards' ability to dominate bowlers, regardless of the opposition, was unique for his time. During the 1975 Cricket World Cup, Richards became a key figure for the West Indies, helping them to their first-ever World Cup victory. His performances during the tournament were a sign of things to come, as he played a crucial role in establishing the West Indies as the most dominant force in world cricket during the late 1970s and early 1980s. Career peak. Dominating world cricket. Viv Richards reached his peak in the late 1970s and 1980s, a period when he would go on to become one of the greatest batsmen in the history of the game. His aggressive style of batting revolutionized how the game was played, especially in one-day internationals. He combined raw power with an impeccable technique that allowed him to dominate opposition attacks across all formats of the game. Richards was known for his audacity, fearless approach, and exceptional timing. His attacking nature made him a crowd favorite, and he became synonymous with an explosive brand of cricket. Whether he was charging down the pitch to a bowler or playing with impeccable timing, Richards' batting was characterized by clean, powerful strokes. His performances during the 1976 Test series against England are widely regarded as some of the best in the history of Test cricket. Richards scored a century at Trent Bridge, a match that marked the start of his reputation as one of the world's leading batsmen. He went on to achieve extraordinary success in the following years, both in Test and ODI cricket. Richards' contribution to the West Indies' dominance during this period cannot be overstated, as the team became the gold standard of cricket. Richards reached another milestone in 1983 when he became the first player in history to score a century in a World Cup final. His remarkable performance in the final against India helped the West Indies win their second consecutive Cricket World Cup and solidified his position as one of cricket's all-time greats. Main achievements and records: World Cup glory. Richards was part of the West Indies team that won 2 Cricket World Cups, 1975 and 1979, with his match-winning performances playing a vital role in the team's success. Batting records. Richards scored over 8,000 runs in Test cricket, including 24 centuries. In ODIs, he scored over 6,700 runs, including 11 centuries. His average in both formats was exceptional, highlighting his consistency and dominance in international cricket. Dominance in ODIs. Richards is regarded as one of the finest players in ODI cricket. His strike rate of 90.04 in ODIs was unparalleled at the time, and his ability to play match-winning innings with sheer power made him one of the game's most destructive players. Leadership. Richards captained the West Indies from 1984 to 1991, leading them to numerous victories, including series wins against England, Australia, and India. His leadership style, which focused on aggression and unity, was crucial in maintaining the West Indies' dominance during the period. Knighthood. In recognition of his immense contributions to the game, Richards was knighted by Antigua and Barbuda in 1999, making him Sir Vivian Richards. Final years and retirement. After a remarkable career that spanned nearly 2 decades, Richards retired from international cricket in 1993. His decision to step away from the game was influenced by a combination of physical wear and tear, changing dynamics in international cricket, and a desire to explore new challenges. Richards remained involved in cricket even after his retirement, working as a coach and mentor to several generations of cricketers, particularly in the West Indies. While Richards' retirement from international cricket marked the end of one of the greatest careers the sport had ever seen, his influence on the game continued. He frequently attended cricketing events, and his insights into the game were highly respected by players and fans alike. Richards became a commentator, and his analytical approach to the game further cemented his reputation as a cricketing icon. Richards also ventured into business and charity work, using his platform to contribute to his community and the development of the game globally. He established the Viv Richards Foundation, an organization aimed at improving the lives of underprivileged children in the Caribbean. Legacy and impact. Richards' legacy transcends mere records and achievements. He revolutionized the way the game was played, particularly in the limited overs format. His audacious and fearless batting style not only made him a force to be reckoned with on the field but also set the stage for future generations of cricketers to adopt an attacking approach to the game. Richards' leadership was instrumental in the West Indies' success during the 1970s and 1980s, a period when the team was considered the best in the world. His performances in the 1975 and 1979 World Cups, his century in the 1983 final, and his role in the 1984 series win over England are among the greatest moments in West Indies cricket history. As a player, Richards became a global ambassador for the game of cricket. His personality, combined with his cricketing excellence, made him an icon who transcended borders. He remains a role model for cricketers today, revered not only for his skills but also for his courage, commitment, and passion for the sport. Richards' legacy continues to influence modern cricketers, especially with the rise of aggressive batsmen who emulate his fearless approach. The Viv Richards Trophy, awarded to the best cricketer in the West Indies, stands as a testament to his lasting impact on Caribbean cricket. Caleb Ralph was born on April 12, 1978, in Auckland, New Zealand, into a country where rugby is not just a sport, but a way of life. Raised in a family with a deep passion for rugby, Ralph's early exposure to the sport led to his deep-seated love for the game. His natural athleticism was evident from a young age, and his ability to play multiple positions made him stand out. he attended King's College, a well-regarded school in Auckland known for producing rugby talent, where his skills as a rugby player began to flourish. From an early age, Caleb Ralph demonstrated a natural flair for the game. His combination of speed, agility, and ball handling skills quickly caught the attention of scouts. He initially played as a winger, but over time, his versatility allowed him to seamlessly transition between various positions in the backline, including center and fullback. His progression through the junior ranks was swift, and by the time he was 18, he was already representing Auckland in age group competitions. Ralph's remarkable athleticism and rugby intelligence quickly led him to Auckland's senior rugby team in the NPC, National Provincial Championship. His performances at the provincial level did not go unnoticed, and it wasn't long before he was offered a spot in the New Zealand under-21s team. Ralph's early years in rugby laid the foundation for a successful professional career, marked by hard work, determination, and a drive to improve. Professional career and breakthrough. Caleb Ralph's professional rugby career began when he made his debut for the Canterbury Crusaders in Super Rugby in 1999. His debut season was an immediate success, as he became known for his strong ball-carrying ability, excellent footwork, and attacking instincts. With the Crusaders, Ralph joined one of the most successful and well-coached franchises in Super Rugby history, and the culture of success within the squad helped him develop his game even further. Ralph's rise to prominence was swift, and by the early 2000s, he was regarded as one of the best wingers in New Zealand. His success with the Crusaders helped establish him as a key player in the team, and his impact was felt during the team's successful Super Rugby campaigns. In 2000, Ralph was part of the Crusaders' Super Rugby winning squad, marking the beginning of an era of dominance for the team. Ralph's club performances eventually earned him a call-up to the New Zealand All Blacks, the country's prestigious national rugby team. He made his debut for the All Blacks in 2002 during the Tri-Nations Series, quickly proving himself as a reliable and dangerous attacking threat. As a versatile back, Ralph could play both in the centers and on the wing, which made him an invaluable asset to the team. His speed and evasive skills allowed him to break through defenses and set up scoring opportunities for his teammates. Career peak and main achievements. Caleb Ralph reached the peak of his career as a member of both the New Zealand Crusaders and the All Blacks. His career with the Crusaders was marked by consistent success, as he helped the franchise win several Super Rugby titles during the early 2000s. Ralph's ability to score tries and create attacking opportunities made him a key player for the Crusaders, and he formed part of an all-star backline that included legends such as Richie McCaw, Dan Carter, and Marty Holah. At the international level, Ralph was part of the All Blacks squad for several years, and his versatility in the backline proved essential during his international career. His primary role was often as a winger, but he occasionally played in the center or fullback positions when required. Ralph's attacking brilliance and defensive solidity earned him recognition as one of the top wings in world rugby. Some of his main achievements during his career include Super Rugby titles. Ralph was a key figure in the Crusaders' dominance of the Super Rugby competition during the early 2000s. He won 3 Super Rugby titles with the team in 1998, 1999, and 2002, becoming a household name in New Zealand rugby. The Crusaders' success during this period was built on their powerful forward pack and dynamic backline, with Ralph contributing significantly to their offensive play. All Blacks career. Ralph was capped 43 times for the All Blacks between 2002 and 2007, scoring several tries in his international appearances. He was part of the team during the 2003 Rugby World Cup, where New Zealand reached the semi-finals. Despite not winning the World Cup during his tenure, Ralph's contributions to the All Blacks were invaluable, and he was widely respected for his ability to perform on the biggest stages. Consistent form. Throughout his career, Ralph's consistency remained one of his standout qualities. Whether playing for the Crusaders or the All Blacks, he always performed at a high level. His work ethic and commitment to improving his game meant that he remained a fixture in both teams for many years. Ralph's professionalism and adaptability allowed him to maintain a high standard of play, even as the game evolved and competition for places in both the Crusaders and All Blacks became fiercer. Try scoring abilities. Ralph's ability to score tries was one of his key attributes. He consistently found the try line for the Crusaders and the All Blacks, and his runs in the open field became a hallmark of his career. His speed, combined with his vision and timing, allowed him to exploit spaces in defenses and make match-winning contributions. Versatility. One of Ralph's defining characteristics was his versatility. Able to play on the wing, in the center, and even at full back, he was an essential player for both the Crusaders and the All Blacks. His ability to seamlessly slot into different positions made him a vital asset, and he was often called upon to provide options in attack. Final years and retirement. As Ralph entered the latter stages of his career, injuries began to take their toll. Despite this, he remained an integral part of both the Crusaders and the All Blacks until his retirement. In 2007, Ralph decided to step away from international rugby, with his final All Blacks appearance coming in the Tri-Nations Series against South Africa. After announcing his retirement from international rugby, Ralph continued playing for the Crusaders for a few more years, but his involvement in the professional game gradually diminished. Ralph's retirement from Super Rugby came in 2010, marking the end of a highly successful career at the top of New Zealand rugby. Despite the end of his playing days, Ralph remained involved in the sport, offering insights as a coach and mentor. His impact on the Crusaders and All Blacks' legacy, both through his performances and leadership, continued to be felt long after his retirement. In the years following his playing career, Caleb Ralph maintained a relatively low profile. However, he has continued to contribute to rugby through youth development and coaching roles. Ralph's dedication to the game and the younger generation has ensured that his legacy in New Zealand rugby will live on for years to come.